the young, and the restless spoilers. Billy Abbott's world seemed to be spiraling out of control, and Jack Abbott was right at the heart of the storm, desperately trying to anchor his brother before it was too late. The tension had been brewing for some time, but the recent disagreement over naming the company Abbott Chancellor had brought their simmering conflict to a boiling point. Jack had never been one to mince words, especially when it came to protecting the family legacy. He knew that attaching the Abbott name to Chancellor Industries could have far-reaching implications for Jabot, the family business that he had worked tirelessly to preserve. But Billy, as unpredictable and volatile as ever, had taken Jack's concerns as a personal attack. The argument was more than just a clash over business strategy, it was emblematic of a deeper rift that had been growing between the brothers. Billy's reaction had been swift and fierce. He rejected Jack's advice with a venomous anger that left no room for negotiation. His behavior was becoming increasingly erratic, and Jack couldn't shake the feeling that the dark side of Billy's personality, the one that had led him down so many destructive paths in the past, was rearing its ugly head once again. Billy's recent aggression was alarming, even for someone with his history. He had always been something of a loose cannon, but there was a time when his rebellious spirit was tempered by a deep-seated loyalty to his family. Now, that loyalty seemed to be crumbling under the weight of his own inner demons. Billy was snapping at everyone who tried to reason with him, pushing away those who cared about him the most. Jack couldn't help but wonder what had triggered this latest descent into madness. And more importantly, how could he stop it before it was too late? Jack's concern wasn't just for the future of the company. It was personal. The Abbott family had been through more than their fair share of turmoil over the years, but through it all, the bond between Jack and Billy had somehow endured. They had always managed to find their way back to each other, despite the betrayals and the heartbreak. But this time felt different. This time, Jack feared that the monster lurking inside Billy might destroy whatever was left of their brotherly relationship. The truth was, Jack had seen this side of Billy before. He had witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of Billy's unchecked impulses. There were the gambling binges that had nearly ruined him, the reckless affairs that had shattered his relationships, and the endless cycle of self-destruction that had left him teetering on the edge of ruin more times than Jack could count. But no matter how many times Billy had fallen, Jack had always been there to pick up the pieces. He had always believed that his brother could be saved, that he could find a way to harness his inner turmoil and turn it into something positive. But now, Jack was beginning to lose hope. It didn't help that Billy was refusing to see the bigger picture. Jack had proposed an alliance, a chance for them to finally put their differences aside and unite against a common enemy, Victor Newman. The opportunity to settle old scores was right there in front of them, but Billy had flat out refused. Jack couldn't understand why his brother wouldn't take the chance to avenge all the wrongs that Victor had inflicted upon their family. It was as if Billy had lost sight of everything that mattered, consumed instead by his own spiraling emotions. Desperate for answers, Jack did the only thing he could think of. He reached out to Jill Abbott, Billy's mother and the one person who might be able to break through to him. Jill had always had a complicated relationship with Billy, a mix of fierce love and deep frustration. She understood his flaws better than anyone, and she had seen the toll that his mental health struggles had taken on him over the years. But even Jill had her limits, and Jack worried that she might not be able to save him this time. When Jack got Jill on the phone, his voice was heavy with concern. He didn't sugarcoat the situation, Billy was in trouble, and he needed help. Jack told Jill about the argument over the company name, about Billy's aggressive behavior, and about his growing fear that Billy was losing control. Jill listened in silence, her mind racing with worry. She had seen Billy go down this road before, and she knew how dangerous it could be. But she also knew that pushing him too hard could drive him further into his own darkness. Jill promised Jack that she would come back as soon as she could, but she made it clear that her health had to come first. She couldn't help Billy if she wasn't strong enough to deal with the storm that was brewing. Jack understood, but he couldn't shake the feeling that time was running out. Every day that passed without intervention was another day that Billy could spiral further out of control.